Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we're doing a pro bike ranking and review. We're going to scale these bikes based out of a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. These are the bicycles out of the GIRO d'Italia that's going on right now. There's only a couple bikes in this article, but I want to go ahead and give my opinions on them and thoughts because some of the pro tech right now is looking absolutely beautiful. You guys enjoyed this last time I did it at the last event, so sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get into rating some of these bikes. Again, we're doing a 1 out of 10. Aesthetics matter, price matters a little bit, and then some features here or there we'll talk about in a second, okay? But let's start off, let's kick things off with this bike right here. This is the Tudor BMC Machine R, and it is a Masterpiece edition, which is kind of crazy because if you guys did not know the Masterpiece, it is BMC's all-out balls to the wall $9,000 frame. They say the normal frames take about 4 to 6 hours to make with a bunch of people working it. This frame right here, it takes about 2 days to make it handmade in Europe. It saves overall weight 111 grams from the standard frame, and this is everything you can get. And you're seeing a lot more pros on the Tudor team opt in for this frame. It used to be team colors before, but now you're seeing what gives it away is the silver decal here and the raw matte shiny finish to it. I know it sounds kind of weird, but that's a $9,000 frame that they're racing on, and was only a limited 200 made. Obviously, it's the pros; they can get whatever they want. But yeah, I think the bicycle. I built one of these. I think the bicycle looks sick. I've said this before. I think the Team Machine R has the cleanest lines, the best aero-looking bike out there on the market. One thing I don't like, this is my little knock, the water bottle cages that they incorporate into the frame. They're not proprietary. You can take them off if you want to. You can put different water bottle cages on. But if you throw any other water bottle cage on there, it just throws off the complete look of the bike. So I like making your bike your own and customizing it. It's a small little detail, but is what it is. Also, looking at this, there's a ton of stack height on here. And by all means, I ride stack height, okay? I'm also not a pro. I want to see is lower. It looks to be like a massive 20 mil stack height with a 10 and a 10 on there. This guy looks to be upright and comfortable, which is good. Another thing is they are rocking the DT Swiss wheels, the ARC 1100s, I believe. I don't have anything against DT Swiss. Their hubs are phenomenal. Their wheels are a good wheel set. What I do think is that they charge a lot of money, and their internal and external rim width is really behind the ball. Their internal rim width, I think, is like 20 millimeters, and their external is like 27. Whereas now wheels like Reserve are like 25 in the inner and 35 in the external. Maybe it was a match with the BMC bikes because this bike can only take up to a 30C tire clearance, but they're light. I think the 45s or the 50s. I'm sorry, weighing around like 13, 20 grams for the set. But there's nothing that stands out about the wheels. So I'm gonna knock those there. I mean, they're great. They're DT Swiss 180 hubs, ceramic bearings. So the ceramic red looks good on there with a team bike. Given that it is a high stack and the DT Swiss wheels, I'm going with this bike a 7 out of 10. It's a clean looking bike. If the stack was slammed lower, I would give it a little more. But let's go ahead and move on to the next bike. Next, okay, this bike right here is pure perfection. Aesthetics, tubing sizes, wheel combination, tire combination, paint job. Like, this is a beautiful bike. It's the company Arum. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I believe it's Alberto Contador's bike brand, and it's a model, the Magma. I don't really see a lot of these out on the road down here in South Florida. I don't even know if there's any dealers around here. But I've never seen one in person. But the bicycle lines on here are absolutely clean. I like the deeper head tube. I like the skinnier seat stays. It looks a little bit different from every other bike that's out there in the Pro Peloton with drop seat stays. The Envy wheels are one of the hottest wheels on the market now today because of the Tate effect, of course. And then when they're spinning up to speed, the Envy logo with the white decals is aesthetically one of the best looking wheels on the market as well. Just that Envy logo looks gorgeous. The black team chainring. The hell was that? I have no idea what that was. Kind of scared me a little bit. It sounded like someone was tapping on my garage window trying to get a sneak peek at the GC giblets. I don't know. But yeah, the black team chainring. And then this paint job is a handcrafted paint job, they said, for the 108th edition of the GIRO d'Italia. But beautiful aesthetics of this bike. I'm really turned on. I'm really aroused by it. I think that this bike with this wheel combination and the SRAM red with the shifter levers and the tire combo, you could get away with a black tire in there too as well. Freaking gorgeous. I'm going to go ahead. I rarely give a perfect score. I score them high, but this is a 10 out of 10 to me. This would be a bike I would keep in my quiver. I would ride it periodically, but it's art. You could take this bike and hang up on your wall. It is a freaking beautiful bike. Really good job by the company, and it's a really cool looking team bike. They said that they don't know what they're going to do with this. This is not for sale, I don't think. I think it's just a limited run just for the Giro d'Italia, and they don't know what they're going to do. But if they made this thing as a limited edition to sell, consumers will buy it all day. But let's go ahead and head on over to the next bike. Next. Now we're going to throw a little TT bike up in the air, okay? Because it is the Giro d'Italia. They do have some TT stages. And why not start with an S-Works Shiv TT? One of the weirdest bikes out there. One of the weirdest releases by Specialized. I sell Specialized, and they were very hard to get for a while. They weren't selling them as a frame module, and then they came back. Obviously, with the Remco dominating as the TT champion, blah, blah, blah. Now it's making its appearance back on there for consumers to buy. But how could you not like a bike with a big chainring and the clean lines of the Shiv TT? One of the cleaner looking bikes of the time trial bikes. They have a bunch of goodies on here, and this is a 68 tooth chainring made by SRAM with a Quark power meter on there, which that is a dinner plate. You could eat off that. You have the 12 speed in the back with their Roval 321 disc wheel with the Outride logo as well. The nice little Bora Red Bull logo right there as well. Would love to see this as a team bike. I mean, I know that it's only for one stage. They don't really need to go ahead and okay, just tell everyone I'm poor. I get it. I don't have a lot of money. I can't afford my antivirus, but whatever. Just tell everyone I'm poor. I would love to see a custom Red Bull color painted. Same with the Soudal. I mean, I think Specialized is one of the only teams out there that doesn't paint their TT bikes to the team colors. So, would love to see it. But if we look close here, as me looking at these wheels, this wheel does not look like a Revolve Rapide CLX2. Everyone assumes it is because it looks very similar with the decals. But these nipples right here are not exposed. These are hidden. And if we take a closer look at the Revolve Rapide CLX2s, there's some nipples there on the front and rear. So there has been some pictures of online. Obviously, like I said, the Tour de France is coming around. A bunch of new tech is coming around. But this is pretty weird because Specialized usually had a 50 front wheel in the front, a 50 millimeter depth wheel. But it looks like this is a special wheel for these TT options out here. So, yeah, it looks different. It looks new. Could they make a deeper wheel version in the future? Who knows? They used to make a CLX64 back in the day, but this is a really cool bike. Not a big fan of TT bikes for me, myself, but this gives a solid 8 out of 10. Let's head on down to the next bike. Next! You can't talk about the Pro Peloton without talking about Team UAE. The Kona Y1RS. This is Jay Vine's own pro bicycle right here. You either love the Y1RS or you hate it. You think that it's an absolute disgrace to the cycling industry. It does not look like a normal bike. Or you're on the other end of the spectrum like me. I love it. It looks different. It looks futuristic. It's a ton of proprietary parts that I'm sure is a pain in the ass to build or service. Luckily, I'm not a Colnago dealer. But I love the shapes and tubings of this bike. The Pinarello-esque down tube that goes into the water bottle cage. The massive deep front fork that could pass as a time trial fork. The separated headset as well. The Y-shaped bars on here. The clean seat stay line that literally matches up with the seat post. The free floating seat post on here as well, which again, hurts your reselling value. But again, if you're buying this bicycle, I'm sure you're not really caring about that as much. But for fits and stuff like that and adjustments, you have to be more precise. And then the beautiful Shimano Dura-Ace group set, which looks to be a 54 tooth chainring on there. And the Envy wheels, again, the Tade effect. Like I said, Envy kind of fell off the map for a very long time. They hit really hard at the beginning. They were different. They were new. They were enthusiasts. They had a cult following. And then they kind of just fell off. And then once Team UAE got in there and Tade started winning, everyone's like, if I buy those wheels, I'll be as fast as him. If he's winning, I'm winning. And yeah, they're great wheels. Their internals and externals are amazing. 25mm internals, I think 32 or 34 externals. But their weight on them is heavy. High 1400s, 1500 grams for a 4.5 SES wheel. And it's hookless. So nothing special about that in that matter. There is rumors of a new Envy wheel to come out sometime soon. I thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year. If you look on Team UAE's Instagram, you'll sometimes see like Envy wheels with like a silver or different color hub. So, you know, hopefully we see that soon, because I'm sure the Envy fanboys out there or the Tade fanboys will go crazy, because if you get those wheel sets from the previous generation, let's just say they're like a sub 1300 gram wheel and they drop off 150, 200 grams, you're saving a quarter pound right there. Cheeseburger off your bike. But beautiful looking lines of this bicycle. Reminds me of when the Vengevice first dropped. It's different. It stands out from the Pro Peloton. I'm giving this bike a full on 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Why didn't it get 10 out of 10? Hookless. Hookless. I don't like it. But let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what else we can find. All right, here, guys. Let's go ahead and hit the freaking next. Oh, mate. The Trek Madone Gen 8 from a fellow lad, Mads Pedersen. I like it. Team Lidl. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I wish that this was deeper in the front. I wish they took the Gen 7 Madone front, deep head tube, deep fork, and skinny rears in the back. I really do think that this was supposed to be the Imonda, because they're obviously when they developed this bike, and then Trek came out with this whole article saying that they're going to reduce SKUs, and this just became their Madone, their do-it-all bike. But it looks like the Imonda. Like this was like they're gonna keep the Gen 7 Madone because that just launched, and then this was supposed to be the Imonda, the climbing version of the bike. But there's no like real aero qualities of it. Yeah, they threw on the aero bottles to go ahead and make up for that a little bit. I have friends who ride this bike. It performs really well. The Nero Show gave it a dog of a bike, but then you have guys like Mads Pedersen just crushing sprints on it and still performing like crazy. So no way that this bike could be a dog of a bike. And all my friends who have the bike absolutely love it. It's kind of hard to really hear someone who pays 8 to 10 grand for a bike say they hate it. So obviously you have to take that into consideration, but you know, it's still a really good bike. Now, that being said, I think the only way this bicycle should be ran is how Mads Pedersen had it set up with the 1x in the front and the Explorer group in the back, the 13 gears. 54 tooth, 1046 tooth cassette, and just ripping it. But the Lidl colors, again, it's not for me. It looks like a Crayola box. I do like the Pirelli tires on this year because it matches that. I do like the aesthetics of the bar a little bit, but like I said, the bike just, it doesn't do it for me as much, but it's, you know, it's still Trek, and Trek has a respectable name. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Solid 7 out of 10. I just wish that if this is their do-it-all bike, and the way they released it, I just wish they made it more air on the front. But yeah. I mean, even the marketing on it, when they did it, they're like, oh, it's just as aero as the Gen 7, and it's just as light as the Imonda SLR. It's like, man, make it, just lie. Or just make it 0.10 aero and 0.01 lighter, and just be like, it's more aero than the Gen 7 and more lighter than the Imonda. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what else we can figure out here. Let's go ahead and hit a little. Next. Beautiful bike of Tommy Pidcock. the biggest pidcock. Absolutely love it. This is the brand new Scott Addict RC. Absolute beautiful frame. I think Scott did a phenomenal job with the revamp of this bicycle, making it crazy lightweight, saving weight off the seat post, the seat clamp, the frame. It has 34mm tire clearance. Still a press fit bottom bracket. They went ahead and lightened up the load on the handlebar as well. They changed out the cockpit. I think they did a really good job on this bicycle. That being said, for this team color, I'm not a fan of it. I like it in the Scott foil version, but for the Addict, I don't like it as much. But paired with the zip wheels, it looks really good. But also, I don't really like the zip wheels as much because I don't like zip hubs. I like the zip rims, but I don't like the zip hubs. And I don't like the zip rims because they're hookless, but I do like the aesthetics of the zip. Is that making sense? There's a lot going on here, but I would want, aesthetically, this to be a 0 setback post. Make this thing straight up. Slam stem, I absolutely love it. The SRAM red looks really aesthetically pleasing with this bicycle and the clean lines of it. The zip white logos with the 454, the NSWs, I think it's one of the better looking rims out there as well. And again, same thing with this. Same thing with the Envies. Their logo and branding are huge. People know Zip, people know Envy, and when these things spool up, they look aesthetically pleasing. They have one of the best looking wheels, again, on the market. Their rear hub, I do not like. I think it's trash. I'll be honest with you. It needs work. And also the hookless aspect of it, I don't like as much. I know a ton of people ride them, a ton of people race them, have no issues. My personal preference, I do not like them as much. The Vittoria Corsa Pro tires with the gum wall on there, love it. I think it's a nice clash with the white and black. This is a hard one for me. This is a very hard one for me. If this was a Scott foil, it would be a 9 out of 10 with the paint job. But because it's the Addict and because the paint job is not doing it for me, just aesthetics alone. Aesthetics alone. I'm gonna knock it a 7.8 out of 10. I'm putting a point in there because it's close to an 8, but a 7.8 out of 10 because of that that team paint job with the white on there. So I love the RC Pro color, but I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird one for me. I wish there was more colors to it. But that's it for this one. Let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what else we got. Next. Oh, here comes a Specialized fanboy, biased opinion here. The Tarmac Specialized S-Works SL8 Primoz Roglic edition with the GIRO colors. Now, the pink jersey colors. I think this is the biggest cop-out for the pink jersey bike. This is the, like literally, this ticks me off. Like, there's no effort put to it. Again, I know it's Red Bull, and they probably like, hey, we're a big company. We don't want to change our bike, or give the man a pink bike. You know, go the extra mile. I know it's a pain in the ass. I'm sure it's hard to do. But literally, they put on pink Supercaz bar tape, a pink out front mount, a pink colored decal sticker on here, pink cages, and then I think pink decals on the SRAM shifter. Like, that's just a sticker. Like, paint it on there. Like, if the man's in the contender for the time and he had the pink jersey, leave it. It really, really bugged me on that one. It kind of really, really grinded my gears. Other than that, the Red Bull Bore color and paint job, phenomenal. Love it. We look a little bit deeper here. Okay. He's running a 0 offset post. Has a little bit of spacer stack. I like that. It looks like a 120 or 130 stem on here. But he's rocking the new Rapid Air Turbulus tires. Tubeless tires, and these are a crazy lightweight tubeless tire. I think they weigh in at 220 grams for a 28C. I haven't got them in my hands yet, but Specialized claims are the fastest tubeless ready tire. But if we look here, the front wheel is deeper than the rear wheel. The rear wheel says CLX Team on here. These are the CLX Team wheels with this chrome hub. The front wheel does not say anything CLX. The nipples on the front wheel are hidden. The nipples on the back wheel are exposed. What's going on here? We've seen this combination before. Deeper in the front, skinnier in the back. Is this some kind of trickery? Are they testing out new front wheels? Is this what the new game is about? Front wheels? Who knows? But again, I'm pissed about that. I think this should be old school pink chrome S-Works SL8. All right? If he wins the GIRO, which Mads Pedersen looks like he's dominating these sprint stages, but we'll see once they get into the hills. If he wins the GIRO, the celebration day better be a pink painted bike with everything decked out pink. But again, I'm a Specialized fanboy. I'm super biased. 9 out of 10. Actually, 8.5 out of 10. Get rid of this pink tape. Just get rid of that. Just make it black. If you're only going to do the bare minimum, get rid of that tape. It looks horrible. Absolutely horrible on this bike. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Next. Actually, that's going to do it. That's going to conclude. Oh, crap. The camera's moving by itself. That's going to conclude the ranking of this year's Giro d'Italia Pros bikes. I know there's other Pros bikes out there. I didn't get to see them, but this video's gone on long enough. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy this video? Do you think my rankings were wrong? Would you like to see something different on these bicycles? I absolutely enjoy doing these videos. I love bikes. I love talking bikes, and I can talk about them for hours. So if you guys had a good day, let me know. If you guys think my rankings were wrong, let me know. I've been working on my frickin' body lately. I'm just getting jack diesel. Let me know what you guys think about my physique. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.